May the seven keep you.
Here lies Jake. Please do not disturb.
Oh, wow! You smell even better than last time. If I ever... You know who I miss? Jake, I came here so I could...
Here lies James, as usual, the filthy fibber.
I smell...
May the seven keep you.
Here lies
lamb
Jack,
chops.
the oldest man in Sicil. Get off my grave, you jackanapes.
May the seven keep you.
Where are you, Jake? Are you playing without me?
I could do with a cold drink.
Evil lurks beyond Sicil's ramparts.
I'd prefer to drown my sorrows with ale.
I wouldn't venture too far out of town if I were you. Many legionnaires did so before you. Very few have returned.
I wouldn't venture too far out of town if I were you. Many legionnaires did so before you. Very few have returned.
Toasty!
I'm overheating here.
Toasty!
So, what's the bad news? More orcs rampage, sad story that. Though if I'm speaking plainly, the sentimental aspect of it all doesn't make much of an impression on an undertaker. Especially not these days, with so many laid low by the orcs and such like. I just concern myself with giving the remains a respect... What about it? Didn't I just say we gave it a respectable send-off? Why are you giving me the 3rd degree? Now, if you don't mind...
The dead man is nervous as a squirrel. I'm certain he's hiding something.
She said it, not me.
Thank heavens. Maybe now you can learn something useful, like how to wash your
front
underthings.
Looks like the mortician is rather suspicious about Jake. What could Mayor Cecil, Captain Aureus, or Evelyn have to do with it?
So, what's the bad news? More orcs rampaging through the docks? How do you... Ah, the ledger, is it? Fool was I to leave it in the open. Or perhaps I even looked forward to being found out. Aureus himself paid me a visit the night the body was delivered. Came rapping at my door in the frosty morning before the sun had even started peeping, and told me to tell him, and only him, if I noticed anything strange or suspicious about the remains. Can't see why he'd bothered to go through all that trouble, unless he knew something the rest of us don't. Sad story, that. I just concern myself with giving... Like I said, I'm sure as sin not the ghoul... Plenty of us shopkeepers entrust the mayor with the spare keys to our businesses, you know? And he's the only person in town with a second copy. He could have used it to sidle in without a peep, if he was so... I never saw a widow less distraught at the death of her husband. And I've seen hundreds pass through my parlour. It was she who rang my bell just before the body... I know it sounds strange, suspecting the doctor's apprentice of something so... It was she who delivered Jake's body from the inn to the mortuary. Seemed she could barely contain her thoughts. And this may or may not have anything... Aureus himself paid me a visit the night the body was delivered. Can't see why he'd bothered to go through all that trouble, unless he knew something the rest... That gold's the only good thing to come out of this blasted affair, and I certainly plan on making some use of it. Killer of the community? Ha! Half this city doesn't know my name, and the other half regards me as the spirit of death itself. Well, with all the troubles plaguing Sicil, I suppose us natives ought to put our finest feet forward. Here, take the gold, and give it to someone who actually deserves it.
Septimus. Would your wife or sweetheart be compensated by the Legion should tragedy befall you on the battlefield?
I suppose so, Milady. But seeing that I'm not...
We'll have none of that, you hear?
Mood for cheese? No excuse is more holes than a slice of this pie. Pay the big cheese on your block for the wheel of the good stuff. Get it while it's fresh.
Lords above, grant me patience. You're a source hunt, like I told just about every legionnaire in town. I don't know anything about poor...
So what happened? Some of them tittle-tattling crab chasers down the...
I am Esmeralda, wife of Jake, and now, alas, his widow. Poor...
Starstone? I've never heard of such a thing. Do you mean to imply he collected something dangerous? Something that may have gotten him into trouble? Oh, this is all too much. I feel like I'm drifting from nightmare into nightmare. Well, what do you want to know? Sicil. Now that's a sad...
Sometimes I forget that...
Be quite adamant about her innocence. We'll need to look for evidence if we want to prove she actually did the evil deed. I'll need
We'll
to
have none
unlock
of that, you hear? I am on the trail, Source Hunter.
Hey, stop that!
My, what a strong and handsome officer you are, kind Septimus. You must have fought many a battle, am I right? In fact, I bet you're a real war hero.
Oh, I'm no hero.
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous...
That's enough of that now.
Hero.
That doesn't belong to us, you know.
Trying and troubled times.
Happens to the best.
As long as I'm around.
That's enough of that now.
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth.
Listen, if you're gonna...
Starster? Do you mean to imply he collected some...
I am Esmeralda.
Well, what do you want to know? My, what a strong and handsome officer you are, kind Septimus.
Oh, I'm
You
no
must have
hero.
fought many a battle, am I right?
I'm just
In
doing my
fact,
duty.
I bet you're a
the
real
Legion.
war hero. Well, you certainly are my hero. The
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become. If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become. If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
That's enough of that now.
There must be some way to open this.
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
A book about setting up the perfect crime. Another perfect heist. You sneak with the subtlety of a tried and true cat burglar. I wasn't, in fact.
If only the popular girls from the Source...
What do you think you're doing?
Now,
A book about setting up the perfect crime. Esmeralda has interesting taste in literature.
What was her name? Kath?
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth.
Listen, if you're going to accuse me of something, you had better find the evidence to back up your...
Oh, that horrid tome of ill repute. It isn't mine, it was Jake's. He was a politician, don't you see? Always on the lookout for plotting rivals. Always trying to be one step ahead. Really, I should have thought a sore starstone. Do you mean to imply...
I am Esmeralda.
Well, what do you want to know?
Never imagined that...
Praise be that...
It's locked.
If you can't stand the heat,
Which of you is more deserving of life? Come, make your case.
To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter? Sorry, but there isn't much work for sailors in a house of medicine. Well, she certainly possesses a critical eye. I expect she'll be a very successful healer. Certainly, what would you like to know? The counsellor. Terrible from what I can tell. It seems I've applied myself to that problem for... I declare it an act of the Almighty's, if I believed in such things. Some events, Source Hunter, can be neither controlled nor understood by mere men.
For his very existence? Anybody? Neither of you cares to plead for his very existence? Excuse me? This is a private sick room. Who in the name of the Seven do you think you are barging in here? Out, I say, right this instant. Oh, I'm sorry. It's this task. I'm an apprentice of the healing arts. Healing! But this decision feels like precisely the opposite. I've been racking my brain trying to decide on the best method to settle this grave situation. But perhaps it's better off in the hands of an esteemed source hunter. Surely you are more accustomed to weigh... Is that so? Well, I handled the corpse myself. I arrived at the inn, where the body lay just where it had fallen. The injuries were like... I personally delivered the corpse the short distance to the mortician's house. Yes, a curious relic indeed. I got it from a kindly abbot. I myself was nothing if not sceptical of his claims, but it's strange. The stone is only good for a single use at a time before it reverts. What would you like to know? One of the brave few willing to traverse the trade route. Thankfully for him, a cattle quite the venerable staple of Sicile, Stephen, and recently blessed with his third. Nearly everyone in Sicile is familiar. You are? Ah, I thank you a million times for your help. Yes. Let's return a help. Stephen, it is? Yes, I'll deliver the stone. I'm glad we'll get to save one man, but my heart breaks for the other.
Thank the seven.
This is highly
thank you.
What is this? This lightning!
I feel no pleasure in bidding you farewell, friend. Oh, my saviour. I owe you everything, you know, everything.
Soothing a corpse's troubled mind. Can't have gotten far.
Well, I think my wife will just about faint. My son, a grown man, mind, will spring into my arms like he were a little boy. Goodbye, then.
Leave me. I don't want to spend my final moments with the devil who snatched my life away from me.
I did to deserve this, but I'm beyond.
And I curse your every footstep.
I feel no pleasure in bidding you farewell, friend. I feel no pleasure in bidding you farewell, friend.
She'll realize soon enough that her little party tricks hardly make
I don't know
her
what I
worth
did to
the
deserve this,
grave
but I'm beyond
responsibilities.
grateful. I don't know what I did to deserve this, but I'm beyond grateful. I feel no pleasure in bidding you farewell, friend. Sorry, friend. I wish there were enough stones for both of us.
Now, that tone, soothing a corpse's troubled mind, can't have gotten far.
So, which of you is more deserving of love?
Sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Lonesome? Spiritless? Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies size seals ever seen.
It's heating up.
Now,
It's heating
where's my
up.
pepper? Did it sprout legs and run away? Nothing happened. Perhaps we're too far away.
Let us see if you can...
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough.
Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good.